Good evening, everyone. It's Josh here with Ripple Planet, and today we're going to be discussing Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin is the most popular cryptocurrency. It's the most widely accepted cryptocurrency. It's accepted in the most places. It is also the most traded cryptocurrency as well. Um, it's also the cryptocurrency that has received the most press attention and media coverage. There's other cryptocurrencies like Litecoin and Dogecoin that have got somewhat similar attention, but Bitcoin primarily is has the majority of the attention. So what we're going to be discussing today is the fact that so the majority of people, some of my friends in the Bitcoin community, some of my colleagues, when we discuss Bitcoin and price expectations for 2015 or even going forward 2016, 2017, uh, I find that most people in the Bitcoin community are typically expect that the Bitcoin price is going to rise astronomically for whatever reason, whether or not that be increased retailer acceptance, whether or not that be based on the limited supply and demand fundamentals, whether or not that be based on market forces, or even regulatory clarifications. So, for whatever reasons, actually one of the most frequent reasons I'm hearing is actually the amount of money that is being invested into Bitcoin and Bitcoin itself and the protocol or around exchanges. So there's lots of activity, lots of venture capitalists, lots of funds coming in to basically just looking as quickly as they can to gobble anything up that has to do with Bitcoin and because that's the most popular crypto coin that we hear about. But the question is, what happens if in 2015 the Bitcoin price doesn't rise? What happens if instead of instead of instead of going to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, or 5,000, or even 10,000, like some people think, what happens if it stays flat or it decreases to $100 or even $50? What will happen then to people's perception of it, and will it be able to survive? So personally, in my opinion, I feel that Bitcoin kind of kickstarted this whole cryptocurrency revolution. Um, the fact, it basically it brought it actually, for me personally, it's what actually got me into this whole cryptocurrency in general, and from there I've expanded onto other altcoins and other payment protocols and so forth. But it was the whole Bitcoin that kind of got me into this whole cryptocurrency revolution. And what we kind of have to understand is that cryptocurrency isn't Bitcoin. A lot of people try to try to make it seem like they're one and of the same. Like um, cryptocurrency is Bitcoin, but the fact of the matter is they exist in two separate realms. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, but it is not the only one. And there's lots of other protocols that have come up. There's lots of other altcoins that have come up, and some of them do the same thing as Bitcoin. Some of them do things. Some would say better. Some do things worse. Uh, but it's just different. So Bitcoin is just one of the altcoins that have come up, and um, I personally don't feel that it is going to be the over. I feel that there is a potential for Bitcoin to be displaced by more widely accepted um, protocol. I feel that Bitcoin will always have its place uh, within payment. It'll always have its place within the whole cryptocurrency. It'll always be among the top cryptocurrencies. But I feel that many many people are kind of many people in the Bitcoin community are very close-sighted when it comes to looking at the potential of other protocols that possibly might be better or possibly might have make more sense or might be more environmentally friendly or might be faster. So um, it's pretty much a case of it's pretty much just a case of just staying up to date with what these different protocols are doing. Are there any major security vulnerabilities that have come up, and is there anything that we need to be worried about as holders of that crypto coin? So yeah, so I personally don't feel like Bitcoin is ruined if it doesn't reach those high heights of 10,000, 100,000. I'll still always have Bitcoin. I'll still always use Bitcoin. It doesn't matter what the price is, and I feel that if the price, who knows, right? Some people say if the price is lower, it might be better for commerce. Some people say it doesn't matter because it's divisible by 8 decimal places, so who cares? Um, but I don't know. I just feel that it's the market will decide if again there's only 21 million bitcoins. So if people want them, then if enough people want them, it's not going to take much to drive up the prices. But being in the Bitcoin community and in general, I think people in general should just kind of just pay attention to what's developing around the other cryptocurrency protocols and the trends, just so you know you're just not left in the dark one day. All of a sudden you think Bitcoin is, you have all these Bitcoins stored away in cold wallets, waiting for the day that they reach, 10,000, 100,000, and all these fancy mechanisms. All that may end up doing is making it harder for you to get out of it when there's another coin or another protocol that displaces it, because that can happen. I mean, if a protocol rises up fast enough and starts gaining enough market cap and rise and almost catches up to Bitcoin, uh, there's a chance that people who actually own Bitcoin, there's actually a high likelihood of those people who own Bitcoins to start actually liquidating their Bitcoins to actually get in that other position, which is actually going to drive that price up even higher. Um, so if you've got all your Bitcoin stored away, I've heard some elaborate methods that people use. Storing um, one part of your private key with one friend, with amongst three different friends, chopping the private key up and giving it to three different people, so that basically, if anything ever happens, you need to access those funds. You need to contact those three people. Well, I mean, if there's a massive price movement in price adjustment, price correction in Bitcoin, and it goes from, where it is at now, which a lot of people think is low, but let's say it goes from 300, it goes down to $30. Um, then at that point, you're going to be sitting with these cold wallet stuff with Bitcoins that are only going to be worth, a couple $100, um, which you thought were going to be worth a couple $100,000. So just keep an eye on it and don't be closed-minded. Keep an eye on the trends and keep yourself updated as to what's going on in the market. And be prepared to adjust your views. Don't be so closed-minded that you have, fixed views on this and you hate everything else and you just love this one coin or this one protocol. Just keep an open mind. And if you see some a spark in something else that's not Bitcoin related, then look into it, because the amount of scams and uh, pump and dump coins out there are endless. I mean, they are endless. So it's about sifting through all the junk and getting to the the real nugget. So yeah, so this is basically, I just wanted to put that out there for I'm personally a Bitcoin enthusiast as well, so I love what Bitcoin provides and what it offers, but I also don't have my head in the sand either, just you know thinking that no matter what, the price is going to go to a million because there's only 21 million bitcoins. That doesn't make sense. Okay, thanks so much for tuning in.